I just love Tuk Tuk. The Bangkok Tuk Tuk is really colorful and they are noisy, of course, but when I'm there, I just love them. Let's go and sketch this. So I will be traveling quite a bit. Tomorrow I'm off to Kuala Lumpur to see my parents. And then on Wednesday I'm going to Jakarta, Indonesia with my wife and some friends for the jazz festival over the weekend. And so, lots of travel coming up. And then the week after, I'll be in Langkawi for a few days with some old colleagues. Well, they're not old, just, long colleague, you know what I mean? All right, anyway, I have already sketched this. So the photograph, I'll put a link in the description below so you can, download and do your own version of Tuk Tuk if you like. The first wash, anyway, before I talk about the wash, I have already sketched this in Bangkok, and I took home a empty, basically sketch but not colored, and I have a few of these little drawings that I've done, and so they are something like adult coloring book for me when I get home. And it sort of play out nicely because what happens is that I get to relive the memory all over again, like a second time, and it's nice to think about the time when I took the photograph, where I was. I just had my, food or whatever that some good memory will flash back. But anyway, so the first wash was essentially a very light mid-tone wash. From a scale of 1 to 5, it will be probably a 2.5, 3. As you can see, it pushes the tuk tuk into the front by having a soft gradated wash. I put all sorts of colors. You can see a bit of red, a bit of green, a bit of blue, all sorts of colors in it. And the whole idea is that it's not a boring single color, it's a mixture of colors. And being mid-tone, in other words, 3 out of 5 in values, it will sort of fall to the back. Now, when it comes to the foreground, the object itself, you can see that I'm using pure colors. The blue, a bit of cerulean, a bit of cobalt, and a bit of French ultramarine thrown in. And then the tires, the shadows are neutralized colors, basically between French ultramarine and permanent alizarin crimson, and a dash of, phthalo green. Maybe if it's too cool, I'll add a bit of warm. But if it's too warm, I add a bit of cool. So warm and cool is kind of important when I'm thinking about the sketch here. And I try to keep the front color as pure as possible. In other words, not neutralized, but out of the tube as much as I can. I'm leaving yellow and red to the end, and that's sort of the color that sort of pop. When you're sketching something like this and there's little note of the colors everywhere, like a little bit of red dotted all around, don't be too OCD. Don't get carried away by the need to put every single little red dots in there. I mean, just take a gauge, look at a big picture, look at the hint and the subtlety, and if you need a bit of yellow, just put a bit of dash of it, but don't have to draw as if every single bit must go in. You are the artist. You have lots of liberty in terms of how much you want to depict the colors and so on. It's a feel. After all, it's a sketch. It's not a a realism sort of painting. So you don't really have to go down and draw every single hair, so to speak. So anyway, I'm basically copying. You can see that the reflection on the windows or the screen, it's very reflective, and so I keep it very, very light. So is the ground with the shadows. I try to capture the essence of the shadow, if you like. Just basically where I see the values being darker, I use darker note. Where I think it's a bit more lighter, and I do, I do that as well. I leave a whole bunch of white, all around. There's no special thinking, so to speak. Sometimes I get into the zone and I'm just looking at the value, looking at the colors, and that's about it. And I'm just copying as much as I can. And it's very therapeutic. It's nothing, So I hope this little sketch, I hope you do it as well. Download the photograph and sketch along with me if you like. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you stay safe wherever you are. This is We Take Out for this week. Bye.